Ever wish you could kind of see into a crystal ball and know exactly what your customers want?
Well, maybe not a crystal ball, but
Okay, no, not literally read their minds, but
right.
what if you could predict what your customers want before even they know?
Now you're talking.
That's the power of AI-driven personalized marketing.
Yeah, and that's what we're diving deep into today.
And we know you guys, our listeners, you're all about efficiency,
Cutting through the noise.
getting straight to the good stuff. So
Absolutely.
we're going to break it all down for you, how AI is completely transforming the marketing game.
Yeah, because honestly, we've all heard the buzzwords, right?
Right.
Personalized marketing, you got your AI power this, your algorithm driven that. But what's it actually mean?
What's the reality?
Yeah.
What does it look like in practice? But before we get ahead of ourselves, maybe we should take a step back.
Yeah, a little history lesson. I like it.
How did we even get here?
Well, it's been a wild ride, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we've gone from these super broad demographics, just basic stuff like age, location.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you were lucky, you got some income data, to this crazy world where we can create these like individualized experiences.
And it's all thanks to the internet, right?
Oh, the internet changed everything.
I mean, talk about a game changer.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
like the internet just handed marketers this gold mine of data.
Totally. Suddenly companies can track like everything you do online. What you
Yeah.
click, what you buy, how long you're on a page.
Oh, yeah. Like those Amazon recommendations. Customers who bought this also bought.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those?
Classic.
Those were like the first little baby steps into this whole world of personalization.
Exactly. That was kind of the early glimpse, and it was powerful. I mean, Amazon, they were onto something big.
Oh, yeah. I still fall for those, by the way.
Of course.
Like, oh, well, if other people like this and they also like that.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like a psychological
I
thing.
know.
And Amazon, they tapped into that early. And it worked. One report found that 35%, a whole 35% of Amazon's revenue comes from those personalized recommendations.
Get out of here. 35%.
35%.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
clearly they were on to something. But it seems like their approach back then was pretty basic, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, those early recommendation engines, they were really just looking at what you bought before.
Just purchase history.
Yeah, but then came AI. And AI doesn't just track the data, it tries to understand it.
Okay, so how does AI actually work? What's happening behind the scenes to make this magic happen?
So imagine AI has this whole toolbox for personalization, right?
Mm.
And one of its most powerful tools is this thing called smart segmentation. It's kind of like when you're on social media and it's like people you may know, but like way more advanced.
Okay, so instead of just age, it's looking at what? Like my browsing history, what I click on, how long I stay on a page.
Exactly. It can even be as subtle as how long you hover over an image.
Wow.
It's picking up on those little things.
So specific.
And it uses those to predict what you might be interested in.
That's kind of scary, but also amazing.
It's powerful stuff.
It is. It is. But it's not just about, like you said, segmenting people. It's also about creating those like really specific product recommendations. Right.
How does it do that?
So that's where dynamic content delivery comes in. Basically, AI saying, hold my digital beer, watch this. It's like this email that practically writes itself, but it's personalized to you.
Okay, give me an example. Paint me a picture.
Okay, so let's say you're a big reader, right? You buy a ton of books online. AI can look at your past purchases, figure out what genres you love, even track which authors you buy from over and over.
Okay, so it's building this whole profile of my reading habits.
Exactly.
But how does that turn into like an ad or an email or something?
So imagine you're just browsing online and bam, you get an email from your favorite bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of just saying something generic like new releases, it says something like, hey, we know you love a good mystery. Check out this new author we think you'll devour.
Ooh, now that I would click on...
Right.
Yeah.
And especially if it's an author you've never even heard of, but it like perfectly matches your tastes.
Powerful.
And that's just the start. AI can personalize everything, website content, product recommendations, even your social media ads.
It's like having a personal marketing assistant
Basically.
who doesn't need a coffee break.
Right. No time off.
Okay, but this all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work in the real world?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right.
And to really understand that, we need to look at some companies that are using this and totally killing it.
So who's using AI personalization really well? What are the case studies I need to know about?
Well, we talked about Amazon, right?
Right, their uncanny ability to recommend books.
Yeah, and it's not just the recommendations themselves. It's how they've really like woven it into every part of their business. It really is. Like, the more you're on Amazon,
Absolutely.
the more you buy, the better their recommendations get.
They've got you in their webas.
They do. It's true.
But it's not just like trying to make you stay on the website longer.
Right.
It's about like anticipating what you need.
Okay.
Like, let's say you buy coffee beans every couple of weeks from Amazon.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Their AI can actually like look at that pattern and be like, oh, it looks like they're running low based on their purchase history. And they might send you a little notification like, hey, time to restock your favorite beans. Want to reorder?
Okay, see, this is why I'm an Amazon Prime subscriber.
They get you.
It's scary, but also brilliant.
Convenience is king.
It is. It is true. But Amazon's not the only one. What about, like, Netflix? They seem to have figured out this whole personalized entertainment thing.
Oh, Netflix is like the king
Right.
of using AI to keep you on the couch.
Oh, 100%.
Think about it. How many times have you scrolled through Netflix and you're like overwhelmed by the choices?
Every time I open the app.
Right. And you end up just clicking on something that the algorithm suggests?
It's because they know me better than I know myself.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because it's analyzing everything, not just what you watch, but what you skip, what you rewatch, how long you even spend, like, browsing different genres.
Sometimes it's a little creepy.
Oh, for sure.
Like, how do they know me so well? But I have to admit, it makes for a very satisfying viewing experience.
That's the thing. When it's done right, it just makes everything better.
Right. It does feel very tailored.
It makes you feel seen as a customer.
It does, yeah.
And that builds loyalty.
Right.
And ultimately, they want your money.
Right. That's the goal at the end of the day.
Of course, got to keep the lights on.
Exactly. Exactly. But it's not just these, like, big tech companies, though, right? Are there others who are using AI personalization in interesting ways?
Yeah, tons. Sephora, for example, they're using AI to create these personalized beauty experiences.
Okay, Sephora, I'm intrigued.
Imagine walking into a Sephora, right?
Mm.
And they have a consultant who's like, hey, I know exactly what you need based on like your skin type, your style, maybe even what you've been liking on social media lately.
Wait, social media? Like, they're tracking that, too.
It's all fair game in the world of AI.
Okay, wow, that's next level.
It really is. They're analyzing what trends you're liking on Instagram, what skincare concerns you might have mentioned online.
I mean, that's impressive.
It's powerful.
And also slightly invasive.
A little bit, yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, I can see how it'd be very effective.
Oh, absolutely.
So it really seems like everyone's using AI now, but how do these companies know if it's actually working?
Right, right.
Like, what are they looking at? You know, it's kind of funny. We're talking about Sephora and how AI can analyze, like, everything.
It's a lot, man.
It makes me wonder, how do they actually measure if any of this is working?
It's a good question.
It can't just be about, like, hoarding data, right?
No, totally. Data without insight is useless. Like having a map with no destination marked on it.
So true.
You got to know where you're going. And the same goes for, like, your marketing data.
So what are the things that they look at? What are the metrics that actually matter?
Well, one of the big ones is conversion rates. You can personalize everything, but are people actually buying because of it? That's the bottom line.
That's true, because it's great if they get that personalized recommendation.
Yeah.
But it only matters if they actually click buy now.
Exactly.
What else?
So another really important metric is customer acquisition cost.
Mm-hmm.
So how much does it actually cost to get a new customer?
Okay.
And AI can help companies kind of like optimize their marketing spend so they're not wasting money. They're attracting the right people at the lowest possible cost.
So they're working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not just about, getting those new customers.
Right.
You got to keep them around.
Exactly. Engagement.
Keep them engaged, keep them coming back for more. And that's where those engagement metrics come in. Like, are they opening your emails? Are they clicking on those personalized recommendations?
Okay, so they're paying attention to that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. AI can track all that. And then they use it to kind of like adjust and refine their approach.
So it's like AI is this like ultimate feedback loop that's constantly learning and tweaking.
It's learning from itself. And that's how it gets better.
Okay, so it seems like AI is completely changing the marketing world.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole new ballgame.
Where do we even go from here? What does the future look like?
Well, buckle up. Because the future is hyper-personalized.
Okay, hyper-personalized. What does that even mean?
We're not just talking about predicting what you want, but adapting to your needs and wants, like in real time.
Okay, now you're blowing my mind a little bit. Give me an example.
So picture this. You're on a website, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you're browsing, the entire layout changes based on, like, your past browsing history, what you've bought before, maybe even your mood that day based on what you've been clicking on.
So it's like the website's a reflection of me.
Basically.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's also like a little terrifying.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
But it can be really cool. Imagine like getting personalized discounts because you're a loyal customer.
Okay, I do like discounts.
Right. Or, those recommendations that are like aligned with your values, like if you're into sustainability or fair trade practices.
Okay, now that's pretty amazing. It's like AI is taking all the best parts of personalized marketing and like making them even better.
It's about making it work for everybody.
Right, right. But with all this talk about, the future and how AI is changing things, I think we have to ask, what does it mean for us, the consumers?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
As AI gets, more sophisticated and it's going to be more and more part of our lives, I think the important thing is to remember that we have a choice.
Right.
We can embrace it or we can opt out and, really prioritize our privacy.
It's all about finding that balance.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's a conversation that's going to keep going.
It's not going away.
No, it's not. It's only going to get, I think, more important.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We really have.
From like the early days of personalized marketing to where we're headed in the future.
It's a wild ride, this whole AI thing.
It is, and it's clear that AI is changing everything. It's changing the game.
Yeah, it really is. So as you're navigating this brave new world, remember what we talked about today. Stay informed, stay curious.
Ask questions.
Yes, and remember that you have control over your own data.
You have the power.
Exactly. Until next time, everyone, keep those brainwaves buzzing.